Alright, guys, today we are going to be reacting to Brian Triggers the girls by explaining going to clubs is a red flag. Let's jump in, guys.
Clearly cheating if you're in a relationship and as a guy, I approach a girl and start flirting with her. But we don't really clamp down on the way, like the woman, like when the woman's single and the man's single, both of them are single, woman goes to a club, man goes to the club, man approaches woman, right? Well, we would acknowledge that for both of them, that would be cheating if either of them pursued. But women don't really do the pursuit. So you still conduct yourselves really as if you're single, even when you're in relationships. So you still go to the bar, you still go to the club. And so the reason men, as at least how some of you would put it, is controlling, the man is actually trying to exert the same boundary and restriction that has been placed on him. Because society doesn't dictate to women, oh, well, now that you're in a relationship, you should stop the way in which you flirt, which is not to be overt. You don't flirt overtly. You typically don't go up to the dudes. You don't slide into DMs. You let it come to you. And then you pick among the men who have already shown an interest in you. So I think it's a fair proposition that once you are in a monogamous relationship, the man clearly needs to shut down his methods by which he meets women, which is pursuit, but there's no corresponding expectation that women shut down their means of meeting men, which is to put themselves in situations where men pursue them.
Men can go out without hitting on women. If they want to have a drink with the guys, they can go out and just hang out. They don't have to pursue anyone. And the women can go out and just enjoy time with their girls and just say, sorry, I'm in a relationship. I have a boyfriend.
Well, the difference is, as a guy, even if both people are single, as a guy, if for the majority of men, if you go to a nightclub, bar, or party, and you're just there with your drink, whether you're with your friends or alone at the bar, there's no chicks are coming and talking to you. But if you're a girl, whether you're there alone or with your girlfriends, good probability chance that there is 1, 2, 3, maybe more guys that are going to come and talk to you.
Yes.
So there's a differential there. So yeah, the guy.
Well, and to add to that, like what Brian's saying, these are words that I've never heard from a man in my life. I'm going to go out dancing with the boys at the club. That's not a thing which I've never heard it once, ever. I've never heard any other male that I've ever associated with say, hey, what's up, man? Let's go out with the boys to the club so that we can dance. Never happened, ever.
Such a great point. Oh my God. No wonder his mind, Andrew's no logical points are so right on it. True. No man has ever said, guys, let's go to the club to dance. Nobody, never. However, why females say it is okay when females say it? Isn't that interesting? Females say it, and we say, oh, okay, makes sense. Man says it, hey, what's wrong with you? Great point.
So what are those men doing there, do you think?
He's so good, man.
What do dudes do when they go to the club by themselves in a relationship?
Yeah, they try and get women.
Have sexual intercourse with you.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing at the club.
Yeah.
What do you think they're doing at the fucking club?
So then, it's the same thing.
It is.
It's literally the same. So I'm confused. Like it's still yes, a man shouldn't be going to the club and a woman shouldn't be going to the club.
No, see. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about how females say as an excuse, let me just go with my female friend to the club to dance. However, if a man says it, it sounds weird. You know why? Because you're not going to the club for that same reason. You're going to the club just to get some punani or some cat. You see? However, somehow females have a hard time admitting this to be true. Why as a female you're in a club, knowing that you'll be at night walking in the streets and things can happen, of course, but you're okay with it. Why? Because they want pickles. The guys want cat and they want the pickle.
But the difference is, like, if you're observing the behavior, so if the man goes to the club and he continues his single behavior, even though he's in a relationship, it's clearly cheating.
Yeah.
But as women, your behavior when you're single and your behavior when you're in a relationship remains the exact same, because you aren't approaching guys are gonna approach you. And look, I'm not saying that, like, you could reject every single dude that approaches you, but still you're putting yourself
out there
in a position where you're going to be engaged with some dude. And then
hey, shout out for Ryan, he's making points.
You got all your single friends there. Let's say you're out with your single girlfriends, they're entertaining dudes, and say it's like 3 girls and 3, like, a girl group of 3 and a male group of 3.
It's going down.
Who's the...
Oh yeah, that in that case, if the 2 females are already locked in with 2 of the guys, it's going down, guys. It's going down. Why? Females, that they hate to just, how can I say this? The sisterhood. Again, we're going back to the sisterhood. You think that single female is gonna say, no, I have to go? They're not gonna allow it. Now, if it is 2 females that are not okay with it, and 1 female it is okay with it, meaning a female found her guy, they're not okay with it. See, this is more interesting because my wife said something very interesting. She said, her mom always advised her never be the 3rd woman in a group of 3, right? Or something like that. Like, you cannot be in a group of 3 as a woman because they're always gonna leave you out, or some girls gonna be left out. It is true. Females, they when it comes down to this kind of social dynamics, they're already locked in, and they already know the rules. So 2 females in a group of 3 females in a group of 3 guys, 2 females already attracted to 2 guys of that group. That 3rd woman, I guarantee you, she's gonna be part of that group. That's it. That's cheating right there, because she's not gonna say no to her friends. That means that she's gonna put 2 enemies. If she say no, she's gonna put two people in her enemy. And matter of fact, if friends already knew that she was married, they already know why they brought it to the bar anyways. They already know. They shouldn't be in that era anyway.
Other dude gonna talk to? He's gonna talk to you, right? Maybe you're. Oh, I got a boyfriend. He's still talking to you.
Are we not
You're still
allowed
making
to talk
yourself
to the
available.
opposite sex?
Can I introduce?
I mean, if the guy's trying to fuck you, you probably shouldn't be like talking to him. Like, once that's been established, there's a degree of impropriety where it's disrespectful to the relationship to be talking to somebody who's trying to fuck you.
But then wouldn't that be every single male? Because don't men think with their penis?
Well, I disagree with that last part, but like, if a single guy is talking to you, like, a single guy could be talking to you and not have a romantic or sexual interest.
But that in itself, that interaction itself is cheating.
But yeah, you're probably right insofar as if you're a betting person, they probably are interested in something.
I think as a species, I think...
As a species? Where's this going?
I think everybody has thoughts about sex. Some of them are not controllable, right? I think... Just
be quiet. I don't think this is coming through.
Right to say that you shouldn't talk to somebody of the opposite sex just because when you're speaking they might have a sexual thought.
Can I interject?
Sure. You go first, then you, and then you wanted something, or are you good?
I feel like even talking to that person in the first place is kind of giving that energy, and even if you don't have like the, I guess, plans to cheat or interest to cheat, it kind of opens the door for that when you're even like giving that opportunity to even arise in the first place. So I'm
telling you guys, if you have game, it doesn't matter. If you got, for those females that are out there, we know what's up. If she's with her friends and you have game, it's a done deal, guys. It's a done deal. You need to just, man, I need to bring those books back, man. I had those books in some PDF file somewhere. I need to read a book of The Secret of Attraction. Very old POA book. I need to read that again. Because females don't want to understand they don't want to understand this. or they do understand it, but they don't want to admit it. If you're in a bar, think about it, guys. Just think about it as a sales process. You just keep. Let's say you need to make 100 dials to get 30 appointments. No, let's see. What was it? 500 dials, 30 appointments, and 10 closers, right? The reason as a salesman you do that is just to make sure that you're working in, numbers game. And as a man, you can understand that when you go out, you start just knocking bodies out. You're sleeping around. Females don't think like this. But what happened? You as a man know that it's only a matter of time when the right guy can just push the switches to your woman and just create arousal. And they think that will never happen to them because they think they have control. You don't have control of attraction. When attraction happens, you have no control. So it's just a matter of time when those $500 happens, those 30 appointments happens, and the 10% of those 30 appointments happen, which is going to be like 10 sales. So it's just a matter of numbers games. They think they have control of that. They don't. Do not ever allow your women to go to a bar, guys.
View it as a problem, honestly.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I mean, I'm just going to kind of bring it to a marriage standpoint. That's what I do for work. So that's what I'm going to talk about from instead of even dating, because I think dating is just a holding place for what we should be doing, and that's getting married. But I digress. With that, when you look at affairs that happen, very few affairs start with just physical. It's typically an emotional affair that begins.
There you go.
And so anytime that you're having a conversation with the opposite sex, what is that conversation about? Again, like I would go to the point of intention, but like any sort of intentional conversation. I'm not saying go ask for directions to the local In-N-Out or, hey, can you help me pick up this bottle of water or whatever else. But like any conversation that is going on, I don't think it should be happening between men and women when you guys are in a committed relationship.
Yep.
Because what is the point of that? If you're not trying to get into, I mean, you don't just talk to somebody for...
It's just a Pandora box. You open that Pandora box, it's a done deal.
Like shits and gigs without like truly wanting to be their friend or have an emotional connection with them. Like you want to be able to develop something more with them, even if it's just a friendship.
What's wrong with having friends of the opposite
go.
sex, though?
It just opens the door to the potential of something happening, because why be close with somebody if it's not going to lead to something further type thing?
Because we're humans.
I know, but I think that that's where we're built to have...
That's their plan B, guy. That's why they're just pushing back, because that's always their plan B. Hypergamy is a thing that they can't control, guys. That's why dad was always there. That's why their father's always there. And that way their father can discipline that hypergamy. They always want to have the door open for next for different options, guys. That's what it is.
Female friendships as females and male friendships as males. I think if you're kind of crossing those lines, it's going to potentially inevitably lead to something more. And it depends. I mean,
No,
like, truly,
for sure.
if you're single, by all means, have all of the connections in the world with all the men, because that might lead to an emotional connection that goes further.
Sure.
But I think when you're in a committed relationship or a marriage, that shouldn't be something where you're just texting a dude or calling him late at night. Like, that seems like a boundary that's being... No, for sure.
Whoa.
But, like, that is where those doors begin to open.
Or venting about your relationship
Correct.
to a male friend.
Of course.
I think that's where a lot of
Didn't
affairs
you just
start.
say that men think with their penis? Isn't that what you just said?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
So you say men think with their penis. Why can't I have guy friends? That's a very strange reconciliation that you now need to make, right?
But I also said that in general, people, I mean, we all have random thoughts about sex. It happens. Like,
Sure.
it's just
Right.
in our DNA, right? Like,
Yeah,
so females have it
but
too.
to act on a thing requires thinking of the thing to begin with. So if you're a man, and by your metric, thinking with your penis, right? In order to act that thing that you're thinking about out, you have to think of it first, right? You can't act a thing out that you don't think about. So if in your head men are thinking about sex, right? Well, then that would be the first step to acting on sex, right?
Not necessarily. Just because I have thoughts about sex doesn't mean I'm going to act on it.
Yeah, right. But can you act on sex if you don't think about it? I don't think you can.
But
I got him.
I just think that
She doesn't even understand her own contradiction. She doesn't even understand it, guys. She's the first one that said guys like to think with their pickle. And then she said, "Oh, but what's wrong with me having different friends?" It's all about hypergamy, guys. It's always trying to open, and also because these females are so traumatized that they don't want to be hurt. They went through a lot of these relationships, very toxic relationships, and they went through a lot of pain. But when a female goes through a pain like a breakup, it just destroys their hearts, guys. It just destroys it. So they start acting based on fear. Start sleeping with a lot of people, right? They're moving from the monkey branching stuff. They start moving from one guy to the other. Wow, just Andrew, man. Andrew is so good at this stuff. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you next one.